But wait, there's more. As today we return to the VTuber agency AkioAIR, the sole subject of our last episode, now turning to their aspiring English VTuber academy, Vyspire. This quote-unquote academy already talked about by Motokumako, sharing their experience within Vyspire, detailing that all of those in this academy were a part of a Discord server, wherein during one voice call, an auditionee threatened to dox other people, discoveries that there would be no direct pay from AkioAIR, and that they suffered harassment from fellow auditionees. Motokumako reaching out to TVS to clarify their harassment came from not just only liking lowly Shota, but the main source of the harassment aimed at them was due to supporting what was considered a quote-unquote bad Demon Slayer ship, the gravest crime yet. Unfortunately for those waiting to audition, unfortunately, the auditions are currently closed for Vyspire. The dedicated Twitter account saying apologies for the late update back in May, saying further, after discussing with our sponsor, we've decided to hold off on a third and fourth wave for now due to some delays on their end. So what's this about a sponsor? Well, as explained on Vyspire.com, this training academy is made up of not only AkioAIR, but also a group by the name of Project Westwind, described here as a code name of a project from a VTuber industry leader and major corporation in Japan. And smaller text describing here the actual name of the company will be revealed once they are completed with their public announcement and press release slated for approximately February 2023. That announcement never occurring. However, TVS did receive further confirmation about Project Westwind directly from their previous talent manager of AkioAIR, Mew Horizon. This individual working as both a talent manager and a talent for AkioAIR, confirming that this VTuber industry leader and major corporation in Japan is real. But this third element, listed as VFA, described as a private alliance of organizations and individuals that allows the interaction between organizations and individual easier for collaboration, is not and has never been real. Further, Vyspire would say this is what they provide: the ability to design your own model art with a Vyspire artist, stating once you finish the training courses and all of your records are in good standing, you get to keep and use the model without any cost or buyouts, even if you choose not to continue with your contract alongside Vyspire. Secondly, there is VTuber talent manager and feedback sessions, stating these talent managers are full-time positions managed by AkioAIR and Vyspire, providing bi-weekly feedback sessions and guidance on how to improve your skills as a VTuber. Third, there are training courses and guidance sessions. And then fourth, the ability to join an agency at any time with certificates, saying you can join and apply to agencies that Vyspire recognizes at any time once certain obligations within your contract are completed. We may issue you a certificate on your request that details how frequent you stream and detail your strong suits for the agencies that you apply to. These agencies include major agencies AkioAIR and VFA members, including the following: AkioAIR, HoloID or HoloStars, Cover Incorporated, and Nijisanji Any Colors Incorporated. Here in smaller text saying Vyspire is not associated with Cover Incorporated, HoloID, Nijisanji, or Any Colors Incorporated. These perks are offered on the basis that trainees of Vyspire will be interested in applying to said agencies or companies. And so then TVS was contacted in 3 different ways: in the comments on our last video, by private message, and email, with 3 separate accounts, beginning here with this comment, stating I auditioned for AkioAIR's trainee program Vyspire and made it to the interview round. Jason would regularly, that once again being the CEO of AkioAIR, would regularly, like daily, be in all-day long Discord calls with some of the other auditionees in the server. There were maybe 4 or so girls that he clearly favored over everyone else, and he would fall asleep in Discord calls with a few times a week. One time I checked the server a few times throughout the day, and every single time he was still in a call with just one of the girls. He also ended up following these girls on social media and made his Discord banner a picture of them, drew of his weird gorilla persona surrounded by all of their VTuber models. I didn't interact a whole lot in the server because it was very clicky right off the bat, and a lot of the auditionees seemed way younger than me by the way they typed and acted. What Motokuma said about the other members of the server getting banding together to hate on other VTubers and companies is right. There was a different company that had debuts around the time that had stirred up a good amount of publicity and excitement. And afterwards, one of the auditionees told everyone we all needed to get in a call ASAP to basically make fun of them. Almost everyone in the server, Jason included, was in the call talking about all the talents and the other company. I was interviewed last because I had to remind Jason 3 different times I still hadn't completed mine after everyone else had done theirs. He drug his feet about it, and when we finally set up my interview call, he seemed so incredibly disinterested and acted like I was wasting his time. Vyspire originally touted that if you were accepted, you could get any VTuber artist you wanted and the company would pay for it. However, it was in this call that he told me they'd only actually contribute a small amount if I wanted to use any other artist besides their quote-unquote in-house artist, and I'd have to cover most of the costs myself. The server has since been nuked. I'm guessing no one can take any screenshots or put out any more damning evidence. My whole experience with this company was incredibly negative and off-putting, and I'm glad things are starting to come to light. And speaking about one of these Discord servers, we had this anonymous account with email screenshots provided. Elaborating, I was one of the few candidates that did not make the final cut for the first generation. I was actually kind of surprised that they got the whole no-fee situation going, because one of the other candidates that I still remember, and I am pretty sure didn't make it into the first generation either, was asking if she could keep her current identity and model. Her model at the time was very young, say Lolly Dragon, and was being shut down for it being too risky, because there will always be NSFW fan art and works, even of younger looking VTubers such as Gura. Yes, Jason was the one explaining this, by the way. I gotta say, the entire audition process made me a bit uncomfortable, because after the submission form phase, we all got thrown into the Discord server of AkioAIR with no individual interview phase between that, which could guarantee privacy, or anonymity. It just kind of made the whole audition phase feel very pressuring, uncomfortable, and competitive. Some of the girls tried to befriend each other and get to know each other, but it was all just so tense because we were told beforehand that we won't all be making it. Another thing was that we were all obligated to list our current PC setup, which was mostly reasonable because they wouldn't want to choose people that require more computer upgrades than others. But I am very sure that a few very talented individuals got denied just because they would have been quote-unquote more expensive. During the audition phase, the Discord server had the auditionees all taking turns for test streams, where other candidates could sometimes be in the call as well to observe, which again made it uncomfortable. I even remembered Athena's test stream at the time, where we all praised her for her singing abilities and looked through her covers. I especially remember a Genshin Impact Venti song specifically from this, so I wasn't surprised when she debuted. On the other hand, again, the entire staff team, including Jason, made the whole atmosphere very uncomfortable. There were some things that we were told not to do, such as which games we were not allowed to play or shouldn't play because we wouldn't be successful with them, but not because of copyright issues, but because of Jason's personal opinion. For example, he said we shouldn't play League of Legends on stream because only already very popular people or pro players could get anything out of it. After Gen 1 was decided, they also made the announcement that the people who didn't make the final cut were free to audition again for the next casting call, as they would be automatically considered for the interview phase. The Discord server got a deletion notice shortly after, but stayed a year for some reason after that. For my part, I was told that I was quote-unquote too insecure to fit as a VTuber for now, and that I should try again in the future. I know from other candidates that the promise of being considered again was never fulfilled, as multiple have tried auditioning again, and this time didn't even get to the second stage of the auditions. I understand that this is nobody's obligation to hold on to those promises, but it would have been proper courtesy to just say no instead, in my opinion. Continuing on, the staff did not speak English most of the time, or most of them couldn't, so they usually remained muted, and Jason was the only one speaking. It was just so strange how he kept trying to be that quote-unquote cool dad, making jokes all the time, and then shift immediately to very serious and critical discussion of all of us, pointing out details and disagreeing with the enthusiastic ideas of some of the other girls. He kept answering questions, for example, about the old model of the Dragon Girl with false promises, such as repeatedly praising how AkioAIR has such good connections to multiple artists on Pixiv, and they could choose anyone they want from there. There was never talk about budget or payment or the like. Since I was a lot younger at the time, it baffles me now just how insensitive young girls had been treated there. Constructive criticism should make sense during an interview with an agency, but there is a limit to how much insecurities and weaknesses they could point out on girls that just wanted to fulfill their dreams. This individual then sharing a long list of emails they had received during the process, firstly asking for a form to be filled out, and then to join the Discord server. This message also ending with this point reading, expect future elephant to provide fortune cookie that includes messages from the past. Again, somewhat echoing the odd, quirky, random quotes or nature that we saw in the about description page on AkioAIR's YouTube channel, such as the last line saying, "We are pretty sure that the world is a giant salad bowl and we are the salad." But before all that, we had this email reading, the AkioAIR audition committee has reviewed your application and has found your performance to be exceptional and extremely impressive. Due to the hard work you have put into your application, I have composed this email to represent the AkioAIR audition committee to thank you in person. Your ability and potential in performing entertainment, whether virtual or not, is highly outstanding, breathtaking, and distinct from many others we have seen in the past. During this round of auditions, only a selected few applicants were chosen to receive a specialized personal email such as these from acknowledging that the future is bright for applicants like you. This supposed personal email also including the line, "Finally, we would be grateful if you can avoid disclosing this email to others." Signed by the co-founder and CEO, Jason. This individual saying there was also this personal email received before the audition form was officially closed. I thought at the time that it was a bit suspicious because it shows favoritism among the auditionees before we even got past the first stage. And I also doubt that I was the only one who received that kind of email. It just felt very sketchy, especially because during the actual interview stage, I was told that my singing was bad and that I was too insecure to be a VTuber. This account lastly adding, during the interview stage, Jason asked us what kind of VTuber we want to be and what would make us stand out from the current market. My response was that I wanted to be myself instead of going down the J-pop idol route to portray a more casual and relatable image. Jason then proceeded to agree with this and was what he was looking for, and then started to trash on HoloLive and how all the companies at the time only copy-paste cute anime girls and that he and AkioAIR would make something game-changing. At the time, I thought it was just him wanting to encourage the girls and promise success, but seeing it now, he just wanted to bring the competition down through gossiping because he felt attacked in his ego. And now lastly, we have this account by email stating, I filled out the audition form for the first week of December 2022. At the time, I had watched a video Mew released in July of 2022 with Jason regarding auditions at the time and was a bit confused since it seemed like they were reopening or had canceled those auditions. Regardless, the application form was rather standard, in which I mentioned that I had prior experience in another small VTuber agency which I left. There was a section at the bottom asking, quote, consideration for Vyspire aspiring VTuber Academy, and whether we wanted to be automatically considered for, which I answered, I currently do not live in the United States. Vyspire having 3 requirements: that it's open only for US citizens or residents only. In addition, you must be of legal age when you apply to Vyspire, stating therefore you should only apply when you turn 18. And lastly, you should have a noticeable performance, saying those with the following traits will be favorable when auditioning, including singing performance, expressive voices, and good at free chatting. Once again, this account saying I answered, I currently do not live in the United States, as it was communicated to being limited to the United States due to the sponsors at that time. The privacy policy included was strange, as it was worded, quote, please read our privacy policy before submitting the application, just to make sure you know that we won't sell your sweet voice for whatever purposes, or that we won't use it to get around some voice recognition and launch a nuke that way, which I assume is their brand of humor that continues on throughout the audition process. I received a response less than 12 hours later noting that I made it to the next round, in which we answered creative and evaluation questions. Here they asked about our equipment, artists and model preferences, what they dubbed quote-unquote serious questions, and most memorably the quote-unquote creative questions, which included a series of 4 short answer questions about an elephant. As an example, the first question was, quote, an elephant walks out of your kitchen and brings up a plate covered with a lid. You are unable to observe the contents within the lid. The elephant then asks you, this dish contains of meat, vegetables, vegetables and bread? Is this a burger, a sandwich, or a salad, and why? With all the others being similar. In this section, they note that it is to demonstrate our creativity and will not put the applicants at a disadvantage if we were to answer poorly. However, these were required questions in a section I've never come across in other auditions. It also seemed to mirror the strange brand of humor AkioAIR has on their website About Us page, which also talks about burgers and salads. Once again, less than 12 hours later, I received an email from Jason's AkioAIR email this time, noting that I've moved on to the 90-minute interview stage and provided the Discord server link. We were informed to prepare a game that we would mock stream any other streams, including singing, drawing, Zatsudon, etc., and that a chat to discuss a VTuber career at AkioAIR would take place. There was a warning that other candidates would be on the server, and if we didn't want to share our name, to use an alternative account. From my recollection, the interview stage spanned over 2 months, which was longer than I'm used to, and applicants were able to select a time slot to interview up to the end of January. Upon entering the server and seeing the messages from the other applicants, it seemed that the interviews were Jason, members of the quote-unquote AkioAIR audition committee, or the Discord roles, of which there were many of these individuals, and potentially the talent manager Yuffie and Mew. Mew was the only AkioAIR talent I noted to be in the server, but it was not explained what capacity, if any, she had on the process. During my time slot, Jason and 2 members of the quote-unquote audition committee were present, with these 2 other members remaining muted and unintroduced for the full duration of the interview. Jason's first question to me was, what happened with my old VTuber agency? I noted that I didn't like the management style and that there were communication issues that led to talents leaving, which I recall that he responded with, oh, that's it? Was there any other drama? I thought there would have been drama since your models looked nice, in which I repeated that it was mainly due to management and communication. He responded to the effect of, quote, I thought there would have been something more dramatic or some tea. I was rather shocked that these were the first questions he asked me in the interview, and that he seemed to be looking for details of potential quote-unquote drama instead of my experience. Following my answers, he also seemed to lose interest. One of the main draws of AkioAIR to me was Athy, who I was aware joined AkioAIR with her old identity. As I was in the process of getting my own indie model, I asked whether it would be possible to retain my identity. He asked for works in progress and commented, was it expensive? Which I did not disclose an exact figure. He then commented that the model was not anime-like enough, even though it was anime style, and commented on the shading. He then mentioned that I could possibly join Vyspire, where instead of providing a model, they could let me use mine, as the board would not likely let me use it in Gen 2. He noted, though, that I wasn't based in the United States, but that it was likely fine as they were planning to expand. I recall at some point, I asked whether there was any specific content or personality they were looking for in Gen 2 talents, in which Jason answered that they were looking for a Pippa. That, of course, being FaZe Connect's Pipkin Pippa, who herself is also a victim of her VTuber agency CEO asking time and time again to play a certain game. TVS posting this portion earlier today on Twitter, and Pippa replying, wow, I'm flattered. This account adding, during the time that I did the mock stream, there was no chat interaction, and afterwards, no comments were made on my performance. Overall, the experience made me feel like I quickly moved through the stages due to my mention of a prior agency experience and Jason's interest in learning about the quote-unquote tea. The mention of investors, a board, and committees were warning bells to me, as small corpos seem to love throwing around those terms. I hope with that coverage of AkioAIR, the Akio girls can continue pursuing their VTuber dreams without the weight of the AkioAIR company. And now, speaking of those other talents, we turn to the Lotus Goddess VTuber Mel, formerly Mew Horizon with AkioAIR. Back to streaming and also sharing Ugly cried 2 separate times after stream today because I'm still discovering more things that broke my heart again. Still vowing a new start, and in letting us know I have booked with an artist and a rigger now. Please feel free to follow my progress in the Discord server. I'm finally motivated to move forward. Mel in the server sharing, if everything goes well, my model will be ready by the end of November, which is wonderful. Bringing on the talents of Maine Coon Munchkin Yuari for that model. Also sharing important, I've been informed by a friend that my previous channel's memberships are still open and auto renewal might still be happening. Please cancel your memberships if you'd like to stop supporting that channel. Thank you. Along with also saying, last thing I need to get out of my chest, my last straw was actually the public lie in the announcement. I recently had a few finalists came up to me acknowledging and finding it weird that I was in the interview server and they were lying about it. I learned that people thought I sided with them. My livelihood suffered, then my reputation, and my trust was gone for a long time. Checking back with other talents, we have Kiwi, the Seagull VTuber. Formerly debuted as Azuri, now back to streaming, and sharing the model sketching is coming along. Feel free to call me cute. And also adding Drama Man laughed at me, challenging him. We'll see he's going to be laughing when they find his purple gears behind a Tesco in the parking lot after I 1v1 him. Who is she talking about? Beforehand tweeting out to the company that offered me a spot at the same time as Akio. Please know I regret it deeply and I wish I could turn back time and make the right decision. Later stating, I'm officially the biggest I've ever been on Zitter. I started VTubing 2 years ago and it took me a corporate scandal to get here. Gotta finally put my big girl pants on and start taking this stuff seriously. As who is also taking this seriously is Bunny, who was set to debut as Vixie Gray, tweeting out, thank you, Daddy Drama Man. Everyone thank Daddy for his hard work today. Who are they talking about? Bunny also back to streaming and turning us over to Wawa, a 16-year-old graphic student, formerly debuted as Nofi with AkioAIR, sharing her frog designs and her current streaming model, as streaming as a pre-debut Blobcat is Dee the Sphinx. AkioAIR's first graduated talent from earlier in the year, Roa Fen, and who is regularly streaming, stating Dee's heart is so full. Thank you for your kindness to this little blob. I hope my content makes you smile, especially during these sad times. Further along, we have Megu, back from the grave, who had been set to debut as Hera with AkioAIR, tweeting out, thank you everyone for such a big warm welcome back. I couldn't be more grateful to have all of you in my life, and bringing us to the medic plus nurse Athi, being candid and tweeting out, can I finally go to sleep without feeling like they are going to show up in my dreams or my front door, but also promising changes are coming, all while Athi's throne has been inundated with gifts, saying, wait, there are too many gifts now. I love them all, but I don't have space, guys. To Tarto Art previously revealing that they had sold the commercial rights for Athi to AkioAIR for only $50 to help her achieve her dream. Now also adding, I just want to make something clear. When I say I signed over the rights to commercialize Athi's design, I do not own her current design. Her AkioAIR model is based on the initial models me and Glimmy Cat made for her. And that all while we have Rebecca Doodles giving us this girls catching some fresh air, accounting for all of those former AkioAIR talents who now of course deserve to be able to move on and be known only as their current selves. As now totally unrelated, we just thought we'd go ahead and talk about Maria Paradisia. Earlier in September, tweeting out, I would be lying if I said I wasn't scared to stream again, and I really thought of just graduating. The circumstances have taken a huge toll on this priestess, but I'm stubborn, so I know I'll get through this. I just need time to recover. Maybe I can just doodle meanwhile. That VTuber performing their comeback stream, and more recently tweeting, I love you guys, I'm terrified. I've never been so scared in my entire life. Maybe I'm naive, but despite all my previous tries and fails before, I still hope I can move on and there will be good things from now on. Thank you. And again, totally unrelated to what we were just talking about, we have the wolf VTuber Hanabi, formerly on a bit of a streaming hiatus, receiving this see you next time artwork from Carho, and now back to streaming, as during this return stream revealing this.
Stuff might not have worked out, but we're always happy to see you. Yeah, I'm glad to be here again. I kind of fought to be back here, you know. I feel kind of bad though. You remember how on my throne there's like thing for my scholarship? I kind of had to use that money for I had to get a lawyer. With my scholarship, Hanabi scholarship money.
So again, a number of wonderful streamers that truly now would certainly love to move on and receive your support. As very quickly today, we return to FaZe Connect, announcing a selection of their members will be attending YumaCon in November, and also coming to us with a new collab merch drop. It's Pippa Cross Anime Bay. This merch drop lasting only until October 10th. The FaZe Connect shop also giving us this shipping notice, saying thank you for your patience on the delays for Pippa's new outfit merch. We received the final part of the bundle last week and have started shipping the bundles. Please give us a few weeks to work our way through the backlog, but expect shipping notices soon. That all while they also have new happy birthday merch for Ember Amane. This birthday merch available only until October 23rd. FaZe Connect letting us also know the Pawn Wolf grows 1 year older, announcing that the Chisaka Airi birthday merch is available only until October 18th. Further with FaZe Connect, we have the Blue Bear Uraka, seen here alongside a Say So Dear and This Summer Vacation Is Over artwork, as Uraka is looking a little different here. Directing us over to Face Connect's Tenma, who's also looking a little different here. That while Big Parakeet would say, let's say I hypothetically made a Tenma card for a certain adult video game, the second one specifically, would it look like this? Pippa replying, boobs too big, and Uraka replying, it's like you stuffed 2 golf balls in your shirt. Next up, we're checking in with FeFe, debuting her 2.0 look, that being the mini milk model, complete with an all-out lore video, and this very important message, saying that's right, I'm getting an anime figure. This coming by way of Novel Horizons, as we also received word if you buy a FeFe figure from Novel Horizons, you'll get a free Rancid figure as well. The Rancid account saying clearly the only reason you'd buy this figure is for me. As next we turn to your second favorite Shinigami VTuber, RPR, debuting a new model, new song cover, and new emotes. Uma revealing I've been in charge of the visuals for RPR's new costume on the 2.0 reveal. Cover him up. RPR releasing a cover of Overdose, teaming up with Orihime for these new overlays, and continuing on with the collabs. Recently holding another RZAtuber featuring Camila, as well as launching alongside with Makeship the RPR Crow mascot plushie, available for a limited time only. Also very quickly today, we have VShojo's Haruka Karibu, seen here in this file photo, and saying a perfect way to celebrate Halloween is by going on a spooky adventure. That adventure taking place on October 30th alongside other VShojo members for the Gamers Outreach charity. Haruka also on her server sharing, hey y'all, so it's come to my attention that someone was impersonating me and trying to scam others into buying their services. And now I'm in protective mama bear mode. If you ever get approached by anyone who is impersonating me, please check their profile account, the time they made their account, their info, their username, anything, even their icon. I just want you guys to be safe. And now bringing us even more things VTubers say, we turn to our co-host Co-Dee. Take it away.
Hi yo! They are retiring. We kick off today's segment with some sad news as our best girl Yago has announced his retirement, taking to X to post, I have continued to work as a merch model for Holo Pro, but I retired from modeling at the end of September as I will soon be turning 50. Despite looking as young as ever, the sudden news of losing everyone's favorite model brought on many emotions. Shirogane Noel posted, I was always a fan of your expressions and thoughtful poses. I will still be a fan even after your retirement from modeling. The illustrator Lack posted, Yago is the ultimate idol and I want him to continue. And Kaela shared the same sentiment saying best girl ever. One fan, Luki Luki, summed things up saying newer fans will never get to experience this sheer joy of seeing Yago holding a Dakimakura ever so politely, wearing battalion drip, getting kawaii girl edits from Aqua, and lying down on Risu's tail. Meanwhile, another fan created a mock-up of a Yago acrylic stand so he can continue to model new merch forever. In other news, we check out our Fox friend Shirakami Fubuki, who announced her first new costume in 3 years, revealing a comfy, cozy look, and asked fans not to stare too much as she's not wearing any pants. There's no Fubuki without Borgors, and this was no exception, as the complete look was finished with some burgers on her feet. FBK is celebrating her birthday on October 5th with a 3D live concert, and is also collaborating with Tower Records Cafe for a Fubuki Cafe birthday commemoration held in Tokyo, Osaka, and Nagasaki between October 20th and November 12th. It includes a small fan meeting and a Shirakami-themed menu. Next up, we visit Hoshimachi Suisei, who held an endurance karaoke stream to hit 2 million subscribers, singing the viral hit from Uemama,
触ったら逮捕獄中でテコ1234ごめんなさいはい
and hitting the milestone. Suisei also listed all of the live shows she will be performing for the rest of 2023, which included the recent Aso Rock Festival that took place on September 30th, where Suisei made history as the first of the HoloLive talent to perform at an open-air festival. She went on to post, thank you for an amazing night, it was so much fun, and further added, it was really funny when everyone was leaving, and she said, Suichan wa kyomo kawaii. Also in the list of upcoming live performances is YouTube FanFest Japan, where she joins a lineup that includes Niji Sanji's male VTuber groups of Chrono Noir and Roth Mao. But before then, you can catch Suisei on October 7th as she joins Holostars member Rika as an MC for his first VTuber Singing King event, a one-night-only music festival where VTubers clash with each other in a battle of songs. With more concert news, we check out Nepo Labo's Yukihana Lami, as the delayed anniversary live took place at the end of September. She brought on a multitude of guests and and live tweeted their appearances. These included Amane Kanata, Nakiri Ayame, and Aki Rosenthal. As part of the celebrations, a new single was released, as well as 3rd anniversary merch, which includes a daki of Lami in her nightwear. In HoloLive Indonesia news, we visit Zeta, Kayala, and Kobo, who recently attended Cosplay Mania 2023 in the Philippines, and had a meet and greet with fans. Kayala went on to say it's amazing how 80% of fans directly asked her to sleep and forgot to introduce their names. Meanwhile, according to Kobo, the Filipino fans have been teaching her more Tagalog words. Kobo did go on to perform at the venue and posted about her experience, saying, "Philippines, you know I'm dying when I arrived home. I don't know what happened, but last night was lit. Salamat sa pag-awit ng sama-sama. Ang galing nyo," which translates to "Thanks for singing along. You are great." Next up, we check out HoloLive Indonesia's Irani Yo 15, who has joined forces with Tokina Sora to release a cover of Roselia's Firebird, and has also released the prompts for this year's Holoctober. Starting with a maid/butler costume, artists can draw their favorite talents in different outfits. Additionally, Yopi has provided a logo for fans to use for this year's theme, and gave everyone an example piece illustrating herself as a maid, while turning Muna into a bunny for day 2, and then redoing it. Lastly, in today's news, we come back to HoloLive Japan, more specifically VARK, as a VARK Shorts cross HoloLive collaboration is now available, providing a template for the popular dance from Marine's Bishoujo Muzai Pirates. But that's everything from me. Back over to you, False.
Thanks so much, Co-Dee. And now with even more things VTubers say, we have our co-host Hai-Dee.
Hi everyone! Starting off, we check in with Production Kawaii's Nene Amano, who is celebrating her birthday with a 48-hour birthday party stream, where you can use the hashtag Nene Amano B-Day 2023 for any gifts you wish to send her way. And you're also able to get some gifts of your own, as Nene Amano's birthday merchandise is on sale now as well. Nene will also be holding a special birthday event during this stream, as she will be giving away an exclusive physical hand-signed photo book to the top 3 donators. But if you want more Nene content, do not fret, as tickets to watch her archived solo live concert are on sale for 40% off, where you'll be able to watch the whole thing until October 10th. And you can also read more about it through fellow Kawaii talent Reina Sun and her interview with Nene about her concert here. We also have Production Kawaii's Isla Coleman, whose YouTube channel is now back after technical difficulties preventing her from uploading and streaming. And with its return, Isla announces her upcoming second original song, Limit, which will be premiering on October 7th. Production Kawaii also recently sent out this teaser for their upcoming generation named Hanamizuki, featuring 3 new talents whose names and visuals will be revealed soon in the near future, with fellow talent Shi Icho already preparing her welcome for the trio with a special gift, recreating their logo in Minecraft as shown here. Moving on, we have V4 Mirai, as their talent Serena Maiko has announced that she will be holding seasonal festivals to celebrate everyone's creative artistry, starting with this season's Autumn Festival, where we all will have up until December 20th to submit any autumn-themed creations like art, photography, song covers, fanfiction, and so much more to the hashtag V4 Autumn Festival, which means you could also submit your comedy skit that you would have made for fellow V4 Mirai talent Abikadabara's Spooky Comedy Contest, as all VTubers and VTuber fans are also invited to this contest from now until October 30th, where we will have a chance to be featured on stream and win prizes. So be sure to go celebrate this spooky fall season with these 2 talents. And that's all from me. Back to you, False.
Thank you again, Hai-Dee. As lastly, we turn to our co-host Lae-Dee. Take it away.
Thanks, False. Cringe Wear Dog Buff Up reveals their new 3.0 model, along with a fully animated lore video, as the sound and music directed for this was done by Kickback Sound Design, showcasing some behind-the-scene clips of the sound that went into the underwater segment. That as Buff would thank everyone for the love and support, having returned to streaming with their new form. That as Vichiban also announces new merch to go along with this debut. Buff Pup's new model also including deep rigger rigging done by Rigor Mortis. This is certainly an accurate vibe to the Buff Pup 3.0 reaction, as others would show their appreciation of Buff's new design in other ways. Thank you so much for this meal. The VTuber Summit is now available to play and download, with this indie game being a large-scale turn-based VTuber RPG featuring over 100 unique VTubers VTubers. Now hitting over 150 downloads, the developers thank everyone from the bottom of their hearts, posting, "It's been so heartwarming to see all of your excitement. We hope you enjoy the game to the fullest." Crime Boss gang leader Ellie reveals a part 2 to their biggest heist debut with a new outfit, with many approving of this bunny Ellie. Angel VTuber Rose Bell celebrates their new debut and birthday with a very expressive new model, while also showcasing their new concepts for the outfit and hosting a 12-hour subathon. Rosary celebrates their 3rd year anniversary with major updates, including an avatar upgrade but also merchandise, as Rosu would be gifted lots of fan art and lots of congratulations on celebrating 3 years. Your favorite worst nightmare Lisa has now officially debuted their latest outfit with variations. Though that's not all, as Lisa would also be releasing their first original song, Remnants, along with announcing merchandise in collaboration with Play Asia and Pastel Melon. British Android VTuber Rainy has everyone wondering what the Neko is doing. That as they released an announcement with merch collaboration with Play Asia, but also rewarding their community with a 3D model, that being the unofficial Crewbot channel mascot, available in VR chat. Space Cow Milky Ways celebrates getting into the Partner Plus program, posting, "Thank you so much for supporting this silly cow in her dreams." That as this cow is getting ready for the spooky vibes, Son Kenji has been seen going grocery shopping with a suspicious amount of mayo in their cart. That as Kenji will also be hosting a Halloween outfit contest for their incredibly detailed model Kenji, this costume contest being held in 1 week with a $100 prize. That as Son Kenji is shown to have a heart, receiving this incredibly wholesome post from Deme, who posts, "I wasn't sure whether I wanted to continue being a VTuber or not, but being friends with Kenji completely changed my perception of what VTubing can be. He's a real one." To which Kenji would wholeheartedly retweet, "Took her stool away." Though that's alright, because Kenji isn't the only one to play tricks but also get tricked, as this video editor Oliver Deliber would create a fake account to see how long it would take to get a job with the Son Kenji. Just in time for the spooky season, we also have Melis Baker, who releases their latest animation, Night of the Fiascoine Flop, showcasing many VTubers such as Kukihana, Teki Cutie, and the Vichibon crew on a night of Halloween.
But also look, I'm in it too!
1950s diner waitress Miss Lala celebrates a bewitching birthday bash with not only a new outfit, but also a new animated opening to match their new look, along with a new background to the diner. Diamond Fox VTuber Bijou now celebrates over 3,000 followers on Twitter, posting, "I'm so thankful to have all of you following my journey and supporting me as I chase my dreams. Thank you all for loving me so fiercely. I will continue to do my best and be the best shiny fox I can be for you." That as they also announced collaborating with Gamers Outreach for a spooktacular streamathon for charity in order to bring the magic of gaming to some super brave kids in hospitals, posting, "Are you ready to experience thrills, chills, and spills with us?" Chaotic Dust Bunny Wham Sabi collaborates with the Boys and Girls Club of America in raising money for wildfire relief in Maui. Having raised $2,000 in just 11 hours, they post a major thank you for all the support, while also hosting a giveaway for a mechanical keyboard. Shiba Alien Zusu Awu showcases that their model can indeed turn around fully, but also showcases their vocal skills. That as they release a new cover song, that being Milgram Addiction, in celebration of over 11K. And speaking of Live 2D, we have Noi, who finds a solution to VTubers' problems in regards to keeping their eyes open when drawing down, showcasing the visual difference of what they mean for VTuber artists owning monitor tablets having a problem when looking down, as it makes it seem that their model is sleeping, with that solution being a toggle to keep your eyes open. And now back to you, False.
Thank you, Lae-Dee. Lae-Dee, as seen here, fully embracing her buggy clown arc. And check out our twitch.tv stream on twitch.tv/FalseEyeD tomorrow, Saturday, October 7th at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, as we'll be joined by the Moon Boy Penumbral, creator of the ever-popular VTubing Last Week in 60 Seconds series. And that is all for this episode. As always, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe below. Send in your VTuber news to our Discord, and we'll have more things VTubers say for you soon.
Next up, we visit... redo. Suisei also listed all of the live shows she... Redo. Oh, redo. Wrong slide. Tweet even. X even. A one-night-only music festival where VTubers clash with... Redo. These included Amane. Oh my god. What the... I know how to say her name. What the heck? In HoloLive... my god, my throat. Kaela went on to say, it's amazing how 80%... No, she didn't. That's not the right tweet. Redo. Philippines, you know I'm dying when I... I can't speak English. What the heck? Redo. I don't know what happened, but redo.
I don't know. I'm ready to restart. That is this cat. Restart. Those are boobs. I can't show boobs. Restart. That is a lot of detail and care went into this debut. I keep saying debut. It's a that as Vichibana also announces upcoming restart with Rigor Mortis being behind Buff Pup's new sorry, it's Buff Pup, bro. I'm just like I'm all over the place. Help. With Rigor Mortis being the ones behind the Buff Pup restart. With Buff Pup's new model also include restart. I felt like I said that word. Sorry, restart. Okay, calm. With just in time for the spooky October season restart, showcasing the visual difference of what they mean for a VTuber restart.